My first slide is really I was curious if you all have the capacity, and if you don't, I understand. But I would love to get to know who's in the room. And so if you're open to sharing your name, your current location, I know Jessica just called out some schools, the role that you're currently holding. And then I'm just curious what drew you to the work that you're doing right now and to joining us here tonight. So if you have a favorite Montessori material or principle, go ahead and share that as well.
Would you like that in the chat, Sarah? Or you?
I would love just to like see your faces and unmute if you're capable.
Yeah. You guys all good with showing us your beautiful
Just
faces?
briefly.
Hey, hello. Who'd like to go first? Michelle, how about you? Go ahead. Would you like to share with us?
Sure, I kind of had a feeling you were going to call me.
Uh-huh.
um, well, okay, so I'm Michelle. I am a co-lead in Children's House currently, and then I'm in Chaska, Minnesota, and then what was it favorite material? So I guess the main thing was I was already studying education for like high school, just in a public school setting, and I was a sub before I joined this school, and then just I got asked to join their team, and it seemed like a great opportunity, and I think it's going to be fun. So
Awesome. Thank you so much. Esmeralda, would you like to share next? Well, let's see if we can do it. Here you go.
Hear me now? Oh,
Yes.
yeah, hello. So my name is Esmeralda. I'm currently working at the Edina Step by Step Montessori. My current role right now is classroom aide, and I mean, as far as I can see, I think probably my favorite Montessori material are those maps that the kids love, and I feel like it's such a great idea of how they set it up so they can learn um, on time, with time, how to, with the names of all the states, all the countries, the continents. I love them. Those ones, I think they are very friendly in the sense that kids can learn it very easily.
Very good. I love the maps. I really love them. Miss Anna, would you like to share? Yeah.
Okay, for me it's little hard because first my problem and barrier it's in language, English, because I'm from Ukraine and just around 2 years here and little hard, but I'm from children's house. Either it's I very like it because I'm like learning with children. Yes, it's very interesting. I'm 19 years worked in elementary school in Ukraine, and it's very similar work because what we do in first grade, it's very similar work what we do in children's house. It's for me, it's very, very good. I very like it.
Oh, good. And you're with Miss Anjum at Peaceful Valley, Golden Valley,
So,
right?
yes, yes, yes.
Yes. So good. Thank
Thank
you.
you, my team. We have interesting team. It's one person from India, another person from Romania. Yes, yes, I'm from Ukraine, and just we have our Hank, poor boy, American boy, with
I
us. But we sometimes call each other with Hank, like my brother and sister, and very help each other.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. Yes. Miss Saranya, would you like to go next?
Hi, thank you, Ananda, being here. I'm Saranya. I love kids. I came back from India last few years because. So I was a Bachelor of Electronics Communication Engineering. So I love kids. I spend my with two kids. He is one is 13, one is 4 plus. So I want to explore this opportunity to hear. Um, almost 7 years I spent my kids a beautiful family. So again, I don't want to go um, IT field. So I want to explore because I'm facing through challenges, everything in my family. So I thought to support to other kids too. How much I will do my effort, whatever my opinion, my concern, I want to spread out with my kids. So this is my one of the because my mom is single mother. So I thought she is very strong lady. She is because 7 years my dad passed away. So um, my mom is the only one to raise. He comes all efforts to grow up my career and my life skills. So I thought, so this is the great career to explore how much I love kids, same like whoever class. Now I was an infant, so how much I will to help to infants because I love kids. So my kids also same growth level only, infants, then toddler, children. So doesn't matter for me. So I challenge every phase of life struggling. What is the mental challenges, emotional sensitivity, so I thought this is great platform. You guys gave me this opportunity to step by step Chaska, especially thanks to Jessica ma'am and all of our team. So I want to be present this meeting to explore my opportunity. Once again, thank you all for being here. Accept me.
Oh, thank you, Miss Saranya. Oh, that's so nice. Let's see, Mr. Miles, are you with us? No. Or Teacher Connor, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm still driving home from work.
Oh, you're fine. Would you like to share about yourself, what school you're at, what role you hold, and your favorite Montessori material?
I'm Connor. I'm at Step by Step Brooklyn Park. I'm one of the lead children's house teachers, and then um lately my kids have been really into like the stereognostic bags, so that one's probably my favorite right now.
Love that. We made that at our professional development day. That's fabulous. Thank you so much. Oh, there you are, Mr. Miles. Would you, and oh, sorry. I might have just accidentally remuted you. I did not mean to.
No, you're good.
All right.
Can you see my face?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I just got home and so I'm in the car right now. So I'm trying to figure out this whole thing. But
You're
but I did get the questions. Yeah, I'm Miles from Golden Valley, co-lead with Miss Melissa, and this year will be year 5, which is crazy. Year 5, which is crazy. Shout out to Anna. And yeah, I remember doing this. I think it was like last year. I kind of got the ball rolling on St. Kate's, and then life got in the way, and I was just, let me hear this out again. Let me try again. But I love what I do. Like I've loved what I do since I started, and anybody here, I totally recommend it. And yeah, the kids are awesome. Like everything about the job is great. Megan is great, and all of them are so fun. And I think I remember the question being the which work I like the most or I like to see the kids do the most.
sure.
And I would probably say the movable alphabet and the food works to see their minds work and to see them be what did I say? Like adult like minds and to see their mind moving and to see the expression on their face when they complete it and when they can share their works with their friends. It's so like they just show how proud they are on their face. It's cool. It's great.
That's awesome. Thank you, Mr. Miles.
For sure.
You're here. Let's see. Tammy, are you with us?
Sorry, yeah, just got home. I'm Tammy. I am actually the head of school at Wood Park Montessori in Savage. I am a Montessori trained guide. I did my AMI training at the Montessori Training Center. I think honestly, my favorite has to be the number rods. I just think they're kind of fun. And when they finally get that and they understand that, and then they really get interested in math, I think it's really cool. But that's a great opportunity for me because I have some staff that are looking at some point to do training. So I want to know more.
Awesome. Thanks for being here, Tammy. That's so great. And Heidi, are you with us? She may have had to step away for a second. I know she had a sick child at home. So Heidi is our assistant school leader at Step by Step Wayzata. And she had looked into doing St. Kate's in the past, and she's either here to continue thinking about it or to be able to support her staff at Wayzata in it. So I think that covers did I miss anyone?
No, thank you, Jessica. I really appreciate that. So I am Sarah Hasselbrook. My last name is pronounced as if like I had a little stream in my backyard, Sarah Hasselbrook. I know it's one of those names that has a lot of consonants and vowels in it. So, but you can call me Sarah. This is my 8th year at St. Kate's, and I've had a variety of roles, and I'm just really excited to be here with you tonight to share more about the program. Our admissions person, unfortunately, is out sick, so I'll be covering her part of it as well, but her contact information will be here too. So my background is actually in elementary Montessori. And my favorite Montessori material is that bead cabinet because of all the extensions that go all the way up into lower elementary and upper elementary are just fascinating to me. So I'm going to pass it off to Christy. So Christy is new to St. Kate. She joined us this month and is our AMS program coordinator. So Christy, do you want to introduce yourself and what's your favorite Montessori
Thank you,
material?
Sarah. So as Sarah mentioned, my name is Christy Fear. I am brand new, just started at the university a few weeks ago. So Sarah is going to be leading the presentation tonight as I'm still learning the ropes here in this role. And then she'll be working really closely with me as we transition to have me take over the AMS coordinator role. I'm excited to be here. I have my early childhood credential in Montessori. I've taught for 20 years. I have my undergrad and graduate degree in education. I'm licensed early childhood and elementary. And I love Montessori. It took me a while to find it, right? I had my undergrad in early childhood and elementary, and it wasn't until 5 years ago that I completed my AMS certification. And I just love everything about it. And I would say my favorite Montessori material, I love in the language area, all the little tiny objects. The kids they just love them, and I just love how it helps with the language development and really piques their interest. And I think that's what I love about Montessori, that whole theory of like drawing the child in and right and engaging them in the work. So I'm excited to work with St. Kate's.
Thank you.
Awesome. And
Sorry.
Sorry,
Can I-
Anna, did you have a question?
Yes, I not question because I'm came little late and don't understand what need like tell about myself and maybe forget tell about my favorite work Montessori. I very want every work. It's super important, super interesting if we do properly. No secret every work. Yes, it's super good because it's first time. Oh, it's like regular, I don't know, constructor or regular. No, it's very super. But last time like a little different opinion about cylinders block because many kids like little lazy. It just try, but it's very good when need understand. Need more wide or more narrow, yes, or more deep because it's if we do properly this work. I'm last time observed few friends who just pretend and just fast put, who really thinking. I need little wide and go and try find what need. It's very interesting. It's like small deal, but it's very important for life. It's very good.
Yes, thank you so
Understand
much.
size, need sometimes little smaller, a little bigger. It's very good.
Yeah, absolutely. I know Misanjam's probably been sharing a lot of those details with you and those materials. And I see that Miss Olivia has joined us from Maple Grove and she's at school right now. I recognize that office. Would you like to share with us, Miss Olivia, what your location, your current role, and do you have a favorite Montessori material?
Hi, my name is Olivia. I am currently, even literally right now, in Maple Grove, Step by Step Maple Grove. I am an aide. Currently, I'm working towards becoming an assistant. I'm finishing up a couple classes to get that. And then my favorite one is actually the pink tower. I really like that one. I love the color and how much it stands out in the classroom.
Classic. I love it. And I didn't share mine. Mine is the decanomial square.
Hmm.
I just am in love with the decanomial square, and that's one that we introduced. It's not in every training. So for some of our Children's House guides, they had not seen that before. And so I presented it at our last professional development day and got 10 classrooms that wanted me to order it for them. And so I got a discount because I was ordering 10. And everybody just really loves that. It's got such great colors and concentration and just the fine motor, all of the pieces, all of the things. It's so good. Okay, I think that's everyone, Sarah.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again. And I want to give the caveat that this presentation will come out to you via email. So just for time's sake, there might be some things that I glaze over quickly, but know that you'll have all this information and plenty of opportunity to dialogue with Jessica or myself or Christy to learn more about the program. So we have a very unique program here at St. Kate's that we're quite proud of. We have a long history back into 1940 with our founding education department chair, Sister Ann Harvey, who went and studied in Italy and then came back and went to Columbia University and studied with John Dewey, and is just you couldn't ask for a better founder in our work. And so one thing that's important to understand of any program that you're going to is what level of accreditation do they have. And so not only do we hold the American Montessori Society accreditation, we are a college and we're fully accredited. So the classes that you'll be taking would transfer to any college as education credits if you wanted to continue your degree. We also think it's important before we hop into understanding about the classes that you understand who we are at St. Kate's. So our mission statement is that we educate teachers to be reflective practitioners who understand, critique, and disrupt systems of oppression to advance social, emotional, and academic development of children birth through 12. We have a wide variety of programs here at St. Kate's. So I wanted to share this visual, not that we will be talking to all of these programs, but I just wanted to share a visual of how the program works at St. Kate's because you might have students who are in a different pathway in classes with you. And so we are here tonight to talk about the AMS credential here, right? We also have an associate degree, a bachelor's degree of early childhood education, and a bachelor's degree with license. The program that we're focusing on is the credential. After you complete that year program, if you wanted to discuss how that might roll into another degree, just know that that is available to you. So I'm going to go ahead and skip this slide. Just to share a little bit more about us, obviously at the root of everything that we do here, we have our Montessori methodology, but even before that is our philosophy of anti-bias, anti-racist pedagogy. So we believe in thinking about who we are, what our experience is, because that shapes what we think and what we do in the classroom. There's a really strong tie to personal transformation that's present in all Montessori programs. We talk about the transformation of the adult as we learn to explore what our education was like and kind of unpack that a little bit and think about what education can be like. And bringing in innovative pedagogy, holistic education. We talk a lot about the whole child, right, in Montessori education, but we wanted to add that in to also consider your whole self, right? This can be a stressful field at times. And so it's important to not only think about the whole child, but the whole adult, right? Even working with caregivers and parents. Who are they and what are their needs and what can we do as a community to support one another? And so that ties with our community engagement as well. So elements of our program that are woven throughout are the belief that education begins at the moment of birth, that the children that we're working with have an absorbent mind. And so we'll be learning about materials and setting up the environment and preparing ourselves to maximize our capacity to support young children so that they can learn from the experiences in their environment. And how do we prepare ourselves in that environment so that it can be a child-directed environment and we're there to act as a guide rather than be what we call the sage on the stage, right? You all have your own reasons for looking into your Montessori training, But we also wanted to share some other reasons too. So we're so excited to have individuals like yourself who want to come forward because not only does it help you, reach your personal goals, but it helps to further professionalize our field. This is the most important moment in child development, right? And society doesn't always recognize that. And so, as we are better prepared and are more fluent in speaking to what we know about children, we uplift the field as a whole. As you know, with that Montessori credential, that would open you up within your own employer to look at new opportunities, which typically leads to an increase in pay, responsibility, and in the best way possible, right? Taking that classroom on might feel a little daunting at first, but I promise by the end of your program, you'll be so excited to get there. Throughout our program, not only are we learning about Montessori, but we're also learning about developmentally appropriate practices, right? And kind of broadening our knowledge base about child development. And yeah, just the ability to discuss with parents what is Montessori, what is child development, and how we can best support them. So in this program, actually, let me think. In this program, let's see, you would, at the end of the program, be eligible for the American Montessori Society credential. So there are different types of credentials that you can get. We go through AMS, and we'll talk about this when we get in the program as well, but MACD is the Montessori Accreditation Council. They oversee all Montessori trainings, and so we have both of those accreditations. All of our courses are in the summer. So we think of ourselves as a summer intensive program with a practicum that goes from fall to spring term, completing with oral and written exams in May. Those summer courses are broken down as seen here on the screen. There's 8 classes, but it's actually 6 weeks, so some of them aren't a full week. The way the practicum is written for this, or excuse me, the way the courses are written for this coming summer is that you would begin online. So we use Canvas here at St. Kate's for a few weeks. We'll be in person for 2 weeks. Then we have a week off. I believe that might be the 4th of July weekend. We'll come on campus for 2 weeks. There's a week off and then 2 weeks again. So it's set up in a way that if you're doing the whole summer, which this program is doing, it allows you for just moments to catch your breath, be a little less disruptive in your classroom setting as well. You can go back to your classroom, kind of think about the things that you're learning in class, apply it, and then come back again. And I've got the dates coming up in an upcoming slide here. The coursework in the summer looks like a really interactive environment. It's a really supportive community. You would be in the classroom with other early childhood educators. It's not only individuals from Endeavor schools, although you do tend to send quite a few people into the program. So it would be other individuals from Endeavor as well as other Montessori schools seeking their credential. And the courses are intensive. So it is Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30 with an hour lunch. Throughout that day, we really focus on making sure that you're getting the most out of that time. It can be a lot of information to take in, so it looks like breaking up that day, that there are moments of you having time to practice with materials, learning new materials, maybe some time to work on your assignments, time to practice in small groups, practice teaching to the class, and just, keeping our minds and bodies moving throughout that day. In the fall and the spring, you are doing practicum at your own site. And so while you're in your classroom doing Montessori, right, you also have a practicum course. So that course meets on Tuesday evenings, and it's on Zoom. So it's a synchronous meeting. And during that time, so you can imagine the summer, you're learning a lot, right? In the fall, we take a breath and we actually start at the very beginning. So Practical Life is one of the first classes that you have. So in the fall, we'll start with that first class again. We'll open up our Practical Life album together and we'll look through all the albums together again. And we go through the albums in a really systematic manner. You are partnered with someone from St. Kate's who will come out and observe you and give you tips. I promise we are out there to be a partner in your learning. I know it can always be intimidating to have another adult in the space, but they're going to come out typically about once a month or so. And sprinkled throughout are practice oral exams and written exams in a way where, you know, like we'll do a written exam together as the whole class so that we can see what it's like. How are we thinking about this? Where are we finding evidence to speak to so that by the time you get to those exams, they're a lot less unknown and scary and feel a little bit more doable. These are the semester dates, and there's a hyperlink here. So when you get the presentation, you'll be able to click on that. The summer semester on Canvas will go from May 27th through August 18th. And so you'll notice that's the long part of it, right? So all the classes will begin before you come in person and end after. Those 2-week chunks are on the second line. So you'll be on campus from June 16th through the 27th, also from July 7th through the 18th, and July 28th through August 8th. And notice you've got 10 more days in the semester, so you'll have 10 extra days to finish up your assignments for the end of the term. Although we do give you a lot of work time during those summer methods. And so typically everyone else is also a busy working adult. We do typically use our time really well and I think most people get 70 to 80% of their assignments done while they're on campus. So they're just finishing up those final pieces. The fall term, like I said, that's when you're doing your practicum. So you've got Tuesday evening Zoom classes. These are the dates for fall term. And then in spring, we move to in-person courses, and those are the dates for 2026. And then you have a week to do your written exams. That looks like us giving you like a scenario, you know, what is the theory of observation and how does that help you, sort of thing. The last week in April, you come back on campus to practice for your oral exams, and then we'll have an oral exam date followed by graduation. Each of those practicum courses are 5 credits each. And again, we split up the curriculum to review. And then I wanted to talk just a little bit more about practicum. So we do have a process to review sites. What we do is around mid-June or so, Christy will be reaching out to schools to come out and just meet with the teacher who's guiding your practicum and your school leader. And that conversation is really supportive. So do they, you know, they want to know what it looks like so that they can support you and make sure that you have the materials that you need. So when we come out, we're looking to hear evidence that you will be supported through your practicum, right? It's a very important year and it can be really stressful. So we want to make sure that everyone is on the same page to set you up for success. We will just talk about the materials. It's not really the moment where we walk through the classrooms and do an audit of materials, but we just have that conversation with your school leader. To be able to use your site for practicum, you need 80% of the Montessori materials, and you'll have time from June to October to work with Jessica to ensure that you're ready. But I know that's a process that she's got under her wing and is ready to go. And our goal is always to have your site approved and your university supervisor assigned to you before summer ends so that you know what to expect by the end of July. And you're not leaving, you know, the summer term with, you know, unanswered questions. So as you're out in your classrooms and you're teaching children, you have what we call a triad. So the triad is you, your on-site supporting teacher, and then someone from St. Kate's. Those individuals will meet several times throughout the year. So actually it's twice in the fall, twice in the spring. And they're both observing you, but also just observing the classroom and helping you set up goals to continue your improvement, right? Our goal for you by the following May is that you're feeling really, really confident to pick up your own classroom, right? To set off that relationship, we do have a shared lunch on campus. So it's going to be August 5th this year. And so once we have your cooperating teacher's name, we will send them an invite as well. So that's the very last week of training on campus. And we meet on a Tuesday and just celebrate all that you have done in your training throughout the summer. It's a really fun celebration. And as that triad moves throughout the fall, like I said, there are 3 total observations each semester. So 3 in the fall, 3 in the spring. 2 of them are on site. So 2 of them are in your classroom. 1 is a shared observation off site. So your university supervisor will work with you to to select a school that will help fulfill your development. And then you go and observe together and have a follow-up conversation. I wouldn't worry too much about exams at this point in time. Just know that everything that you're doing is preparing you for exams. So you will have plenty of experiences. We can't take away all the nerves. We know we've all gone through exams, right? So we know that it can feel really stressful, but we've taken away all of the barriers that we are able to. Um, and all of your courses are taught by Montessorians with experiences and credentials. You're also a St. Kate's student, which is really exciting. So you have access to all of the supports at St. Kate's. If you're close to campus, you'd have access to the gym. You have access to online tutoring support, technology support, and all of the student services that are available here at St. Kate's. So the next part of the presentation is the application process. So I just wanted to pause and see if there's any questions about the classes.
I think so. That was so much great information. I think the important thing to note is that it all takes place in a 12-month period, right? So we start in the very end of May, and over the summer you'll have online courses, and you'll have 6 weeks on campus in St. Paul. 2 weeks on, 1 week off. 2 weeks on, 1 week off. 2 weeks on again. So that means that you will be out of your school for those 6 weeks. If you have your own children that attend our schools, they are still welcome to come to school while you're on campus. So don't worry about childcare for your child. If you are going to campus, you can still bring them to your school where they've been going to school. I know that is sometimes an important thing for some folks. The campus is in St. Paul. This year we had someone who has had transportation issues, and they were able to actually find housing on campus. And so that was a really, really helpful thing for them because they live really far away and didn't drive. So that is also something we could talk about if you need. We'll get to the part, I'm sure, where we talk about the Teach Scholarship. But one of the things you might be wondering about is your pay while you're off site when you're on campus at St. Kate's. The Teach Scholarship, I believe, pays for 50% of it, of your salary that you're missing. So the other 50%, you need to think about how you're going to save your PTO, budget for maybe some unpaid time. So it is 3 weeks that you'll need to figure out how to financially cover for yourself of missed work. But during your practicum, which is the next part, right? September to May is the practicum where you're doing you're working. And for most of you, you'd be able to stay at the school where you are. We are no longer supporting independent practicums, which means if you are already the lead, we want you to work in a classroom under somebody who qualifies as a supervising teacher. So we've found that that's really the most successful way. And it's a lot less stressful when you don't have to carry the burden of being the lead teacher at the same time as doing all this hard work. So for most of the people on this call, I can see a scenario where you stay doing your practicum in the school where you are. But for a few of you, you may need to go to one of our other schools, and you'll be able to do your practicum in a classroom that has a seasoned teacher. That I can't tell you how valuable it is to learn from somebody who's been there for a long time doing this work and is really committed to Montessori. And you can ask questions in real time and point out things that you're noticing with the children. I mean, I kind of talk about training like this is the 1 year as adults that we get back our absorbent mind that children from 0 to 6 have. We get that back too. And so we don't want a single shred of it to be wasted. We want you to be in the best possible scenario to soak up that knowledge and wisdom, because a lot of Montessori is learning from mentors. And we want you to have that full experience. And, but again, that's a case by case basis. So I just want to make sure people are aware of that. That could be a possibility for just a few of you. Sarah talked about your university supervisor visiting, and I also commit to visiting you once a month. I'll come, and you might see me in your schools right now because I'm doing that currently for the people in St. Kate's and in Mighty, our 0 to 3 training program. So you probably see me around. observing in classrooms potentially in your school if there's people in your schools that are in training currently. But that's something that I commit to is coming to observe and give you helpful feedback and support and encouragement. And let's see, Sarah, did you want to, when they have class during practicum time, how frequently is that synchronous class? Is it weekly, bi-weekly, monthly? How often is that?
So I will be really honest, we are always looking to hear from our students of what their needs are. So I'm going to tell you what it is this year, and then just the caveat that it might change, because we're always looking for that perfect balance. And so what this year's practicum looks like is every other Tuesday in the fall. So it's every other week. In the spring semester, we made a change this year and we moved it to every Tuesday. And that's because of feedback we heard pretty consistently from past cohorts that they were looking for a little more support as they're moving into that final semester and moving towards graduation. So I think that's working out really well, and it's likely that would continue for next year.
Okay, super. Does anybody else have questions for Sarah before she moves on? Esmeralda? Yeah, let's go for it.
I actually have a question for you, Jessica.
Yeah.
So you said that if we have a child right now enrolled in the school, that we are more than welcome to bring them.
Yes.
So now my question is, do we still have the discount as an employee, or do I have to budget to pay full tuition those 2 months that we are going to be in the school?
I think it's exactly that. I don't think there would be a change. Let's double check with Stacy and Lindsay about your, but I don't think I don't see any reason why that would change. But I have never thought, I've never asked that question before, but I don't think it would change. We'd have to, that's a super good question. Very important question. Yes.
Yeah, like I said, just to know if I have to budget into that too, or if it should be like still the same.
Right. No, that's a really important question.
Thank you,
I'll
Jessica.
find out. Yeah. Anybody else?
And we'll have time at the end to come back around to. Okay, so now for the nuts and bolts of things. So while we're here to ignite our passion for Montessori and working with young children, there's also the practicalities of credits and tuition. So here on the screen, you see the breakdown of costs. We function on the college campus schedule, and so we function on semesters. So we have a summer term, fall term, and spring term. Tuition is billed per term, and there are options available to spread, if you have a bill, spread it out throughout the semester. This particular program is eligible for financial aid, and there are scholarships that are available both internally at St. Kate's, and AMS just opened up their scholarship application as well for this coming year. So a lot of these are something that you want to talk with our admissions person about to make sure that you're, if you have an alumna referral, which hint, you probably do because you probably know someone in your school or know someone who would be willing to fill out that referral form for you. Duplicate is if you have a family member who went to St. Kate's. There's a couple other scholarships, and then you do have the corporate partnership through your employer as well. This scholarship is teach eligible. So the program itself is 28 credits. Teach will pay for 27. So you want to keep that in mind that credits are $475 per term. So you will be responsible for one of those 27 credits if you're eligible for Teach. The Teach Scholarship is not through St. Kate's, although we talk about it often, so I don't have all the answers on that. But it's just a phenomenal program through Child Care Aware Minnesota, wherein Teach pays for 85% of tuition and books. Your employer is supporting you, and then you get billed back for the remainder of your tuition. And I'm positive that Jessica has all that information to share with you all. To apply to St. Kate's, I might just pause here and maybe Jessica, do you want to talk about your side of things first, and then I'll hop in with this side?
Yeah, sure. So I was making notes as we were talking, and there will really be three things that you'll be applying for. One will be for Endeavor to sponsor the 5%. So that would be the first thing, and I can get you that application. And then another thing is applying for the Teach Scholarship. So that covers 85%. Endeavor covers 5%. Teach covers 85%. So those are the two financial things that will that you'll be applying, and then applying for St. Kate's, which Sarah will talk about. And so those are kind of there's three steps. It's a lot of work. So you want to get started on all of this as soon as you can. And, there's likely people in your school that have done this program before, that have been through this process before. So you can definitely talk with them about how this goes. And any Teach questions, you'll talk to Teach about. Any Endeavor questions, you can talk to me or your school leader about. And any St. Kate's questions, you'll talk to St. Kate's about. So it's a lot of paperwork, but it's worth it. And it's good practice because we're going to have a lot of work to do during this amazing program, right? So yes, that's sort of the process, those three pieces.
Perfect. So on the St. Kate's side of things, the application process is linked here. It's really not too onerous of a process. The hardest part is getting any previous academic transcripts. So if you attended high school or any additional classes, even if you took one class at a community college, you will have to submit those transcripts. If you have anything that's outside of the US, again, work with Trisha, our admissions person, who unfortunately wasn't able to make it tonight, but she will help you navigate that system as well. So, sometimes that goes really easily if you're coordinating. Organization sends things through email, and sometimes it can take a long time. So we encourage you to get started early because you just never know. Don't wait till the last minute to order your transcripts. We look at applications as they come in, so know that admissions will be looking at your application right away and contacting you right away. So don't be surprised if you hear from Trisha in admissions right away when you hit apply. Our goal for you is to apply by March 15th. That's going to give you sufficient time to be prepped for the summer. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to be able to set your mind and life up for success here. And so getting that acceptance by April 1st is going to give you a whole month to think through, do I have the pens and pencils that I need? Do I have the materials that I need, and kind of set up what are your goals for the summer to manage that time over the summer and that sort of thing. Summer classes begin online on May 27th. Again, any official transcripts will need to come to St. Kate's. If you have any prior class for this program, you need a high school diploma or equivalent to GED. So if you do not have an associate degree or higher, you would need to submit that. But even if you've taken one class at another university, you'll need to send that in. To contact. So again, you'll get this presentation, but if you have any questions about the program, we've got Christy's contact information here. Trisha wishes she was here tonight, but if you have any questions about the application process, that's what she looks like, and that's her email and contact information. So that's usually what Trisha would cover, is the cost of tuition, the timeline, in ordering transcripts. So any questions about that side of things?
Sarah, so there is a small, this I think is about a $16,000 training if I'm remembering correctly. But with all the Teach Scholarship and Endeavor covering the 5%, there is a bit left over for students. How does that payment work? Is it spread out over the 12 months? Just so that the bit that's left over, which I believe would be less than $2,000 if we're doing, and then like Sarah said, there's other scholarships through St. Kate's that you can apply to, including, which I love that you said, the St. Kate's referral, because in all of your schools there are people that went to St. Kate's. Almost guaranteed. I'll help you if that's, help you identify those
She can connect you with someone at the next school if you don't have someone. Yeah.
So there will be a bit left over to pay. And how does that payment process work for
So I am speaking through hearsay. just now. Okay. I'm telling you what my advisees have told me because I have not experienced this myself. My understanding is if you're on Teach, my understanding is that Teach pays the initial bill and they send an invoice to Endeavor Schools for the 5% and they send an invoice to you for your 10%. This is what I understand. I also understand that they're really, really, really easy to work with, but what they need from you is communication. So getting that bill in the mail can be hard to think about all at once. But what I hear from my advisees is if you just reach out, they'll put you on a payment plan. They're happy to accept payments every 2 weeks with your paycheck or once a month and spread it out. If you ignore it, then you get yourself in trouble and you might not be able to register the next term. And you don't want to find yourself in that situation. So, my advice to you is it's always hard to reach out and ask for help, but know that the person on the other side of the phone is actually a Katie. She graduated from St. Kate's from our education department, and she's delightful and she's lovely. And she is here because she believes in your success as well. So, if you're on the Teach Scholarship, that's my understanding. Again, not having lived it myself. If you're not on the Teach Scholarship, you would work with financial aid and you can set up monthly payments. So over the course of the semester, you would get billed monthly, but you have to ask for that. Otherwise, you're just going to get the whole bill on the front end of things. But they help you work monthly as well.
That's so helpful. Yeah, and I can echo what you said. I feel like people that have that Teach is really there to help you. They really want you to succeed, as do all your instructors at St. Kate's, as does your school leader, myself, all your coworkers, the children. Everyone wants to see you succeed. So it really is a matter of communication. So you need to get really good at checking your email and responding to your emails. That is a place where I see people struggle sometimes and end up getting in all kinds of mess. So just know that that's something that you'll need to be paying attention to. And Sarah, they will leave this program with, I believe, 27 college credits. Is that right?
28 college credits. That's right.
28. So
Yep.
that means that will automatically qualify you through DHS to be a lead teacher in any of our schools. So if you are an aide, if you are an assistant right now, this bumps you all the way up to lead once you graduate. So that's huge, right? I heard you, Miss Olivia, say that you're working on your credits to be moved from aide to assistant, right? This will put you over the finish line to be a lead. And so what I do, and I just had these conversations with our current students, is if you are not already a lead in a classroom, I will come visit you after winter break when you're in the middle of your practicum and check in with you about your goals for the next year. It is perfectly acceptable to say that you want to stay as an assistant or wherever you are, or you might say, nope, I'm ready. I know that when I'm done with this program in a few months, I'm going to be ready to be a lead. And if there is a position open at your school, you can apply for it. But don't forget, Endeavor is a family of 12 schools. So you may really want to be a lead. Know that there aren't positions at your current school. We have schools that probably aren't too far away from you that might have an opening for you as well. So that's always a very exciting thing. And I know, for example, Miss Leah in Edina, she wanted to stay as an assistant because she went on to continue her education at St. Kate's to get her master's degree. So she thought it would be, makes more sense to stay as an assistant right now and then decide what she wants to do next year. You never know what doors this could open for you and what you might want to do, because those 27 credits could go towards a bachelor's degree, could move on towards a master's. There's a lot of opportunities once you start down this road with St. Kate's. And the future is wide open for all of you. So I just want you to know that there'll be opportunity for you once you're through this program, and you get to decide what that future looks like for yourself.
And speaking about that future, just remember these are college credits. So that does not mean that you have to continue at St. Kate's. You might want to go to a program that is closer to you to finish your associate degree. These college credits would move to any institution. And know that we're here to help advise you on all of those things. Christy and I kind of live in the college world, so we navigate these systems, and we know that, and that you're not navigating them daily. And so know that you'll be assigned an academic advisor, which will be Christy or myself or one of our other colleagues that you'll meet in the summer. And you can come to us for anything. We do required advising sessions once a semester where we just invite you in and listen and hear how you're doing and see if we can help you find anything. But I think in comparison to a traditional, college program, I think you're going to find that we are more like the family that you have at Endeavor, that we're here for you. We're going to reach out from you if we don't hear from you in a week. We're going to email or send you a text message. Are you okay? Check in with you. We're really invested in passionate Montessorians who are excited to bring the philosophy to life in your school. So that's all the information we have. Let that all wash over you and reach out to Jessica with questions or to Christy. And like I said, you'll get this email. I think, should I send it to you, Jessica, and you'll send it out to them?
Yeah, that would be great. I'll send them the recording. I'll send them the PowerPoint from you. And then what I'll just ask is that when you give it a little time, think about it. Remember, March 15th is the deadline for application. So that's a bit over a month from now. Just send me an email, reply back to that email to me and let me know what you're thinking. If you would like me to pass on the application for the Endeavor piece of it, and then we can start going from there. We'll need to have letters of recommendation from your school leaders, and then we'll have Lindsay or Amanda sign off on it as the RDs, the regional directors. And I will come and chat with you too, because this is a big commitment. It's really intensive. There's no joke about this. It's a lot of work, and you really want to analyze your life and see, is there space and time for you to fit this in outside of your working hours? Do you have children? Do you have people in your life that you're taking care of? I'm not saying that any of those things would be a barrier, but I just want you to think about them so that you are really ready. And like Mr. Miles had started this process a little bit before, and maybe now's the time. It doesn't have to be right now. I just am really grateful to see all of you on the call so that you can start thinking about it, whether it is for this summer or next summer or going forward. I feel like the people that are really successful in the program have put a lot of thought into it and said, nope, this is it. It's time. I'm ready to take this job to the next level and have it turn into a career and my life's work. So,
yeah. And it is big work, but it's also really fulfilling work, right? You get to learn about all the materials that you're surrounded by every day and hear advice from, your colleagues in class and your professors on normalization and all of those pieces that we need support with every day, regardless of our experience, right? And it's a year. It's 1 year. It's a 12-month program. So if you begin May 27th, by May, I think 10th next year is graduation. You would be walking across the stage to get to your diploma and your AMS certificate. So sometimes that's helpful to keep in mind too, of like that visualization of May 26th already. You would be walking across the stage with your AMS credential.
Yeah.
Exciting work.
It's 1 year. You can do anything for a year, right? And the other thing that's really cool is that we often have a nice little cohort from Endeavor that are doing this all together. So you become really good friends with the people that you are in class with, and they work in our Endeavor schools, and you get to meet people working in other schools outside of Endeavor. There's just a lot of opportunities to build community and supporting each other. I did my Montessori training about 25 years ago, and I still remember the people I trained with so fondly. They're just, once you go through something like this with people, you remember, I trained with her. I love her. I remember when we practiced this material or that material in class, and it just really is this beautiful bond that you'll have with them forever. And I'm just so proud of all of you for showing up for this call. That's the very first step. Absolutely.
Good to meet you all tonight. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.
Bye.